air as well as the air quality that affects the environment, right? So these indexes are used by the World Health Organization. That means WHO, right? World Health Organization. So that is to mark the level of toxicity in various countries according to separate categories and standards. So what are the measures? So they are, so we have two types, right? So first one is pollution standard index, right? Pollution standard index. And second one is air quality index. So this is called PSI, PSI, and this is called AQI, right? AQI. So pollutant standard index. So this pollution standard index, so that is called PSI. So this PSI is basically an indicator of pollutants for risk assessment. So that is introduced by the Thom, THOM, Thom and Ott, OTT. So in the year of 1974. So this indicator is used that is to check the air quality. So which act as a guideline for other standard checkups thereafter. So hence it is a method that is used to calculate the contribution of each of the 6 major pollutants. So what are the 6 major pollutants? So those are nitrogen oxide, sulfur oxides, and also carbon monoxide, particulate matter, and ground level ozone. So in comparison to the total risk. So the numerical value lands between 0 to 500, right? 0 to 500. Right? So the next AQI, air quality index. So it is defined as the measurement of the air quality with respect to the requirements of one or more biotic species and human needs. So the 6 major indices. So I already told. So these 6 major indices are numbered and each range is colored coded. Green for healthy, air quality, yellow, orange, red, purple, and maroon for moderate, unhealthy for sensitive people, unhealthy and very unhealthy, and hazards air quality, so etc etc, right? So I will tell brief about this air quality, right? So you see here air quality index. So this is important question in your examination, right? So when the air gets polluted by various factors as gases and chemical into the atmosphere, right? So it is called, what is that? Air pollution, right? Air pollution. So we know that air is also one of the most important thing. So for any living organisms on the earth planet. So, but it is a pity that it is contaminated every day for various reasons, right? So first of all, tell me that do you have any idea as to how much air we breathe in every day? Anybody? So how much air we breathe in every day? How much? Okay, I will tell you. So you see here, Well, it depends on certain factors, right? So it depends on the body weight. It depends on the age, right? What is that? It depends on the certain factors. It depends on the body weight, and it depends on the, what is that? Age, right? First one is certain factors, right? Certain factors. And it depends on the body weight. Body weight. And it depends on the age. Right? And things like that, right? So, but you seem to be surprised that we almost take about 20 meter cube of air per a day approximately, right? So how much air we breathe in every day? 20 meter cube of air. That is approximately. So, but it depends on many things. What is that? It depends on many things. What is that? Certain factors and body weight and age, right? So, you know, the children will take less compared to adults, right? So even if the concentration are in micrograms per meter cube, right? Micrograms per meter cube or even nanograms per meter cube, right? So this is symbol. So the air is so important to ours, right? So air quality index, so it is used by the government agencies, right? Government agencies, that is to communicate to the public how polluted the air currently is, or how polluted it is forecast to become, right? So the public health risk increase as the AQI, air quality index, rises. So in different countries have their own air quality indices and corresponding to different national air quality standards. So some of these are the air quality health index, that is Canada, and air pollution index, it is in Malaysia, and pollutant standards index and Singapore. So these are some of the examples, right? So the air quality index can increase due to an increase of air emissions. So for example, during rush hour traffic, or when there is an upwind forest fire, or from a lack of dilution of air pollution, right? So the definition of the air quality index in a particular nation reflects the discourse surrounding the development of national air quality standards, right? National air quality, these standards. So in that various nations. So a website allowing some of the website, the government agencies anywhere in the world to submit their real-time air monitoring data for display using a common definition of the air quality index. It has recently become available in some of the websites, right? So the air quality is basically based on the level of pollutant on the environment, right? So, and which all pollutant are including in the air quality index. So the measurement of air quality is based on eight pollutants, right? So first one is particulate matter, that is PM10, and particulate matter PM2.5, and nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide and carbon monoxide and ozone, ammonia, lead. So I already told in the morning class about these pollutants, right? So I told, so only these two particulate matter, 10 and 2.5, right? So these are the 8 pollutants. So the value and the amount of these pollutants in the air is calculated in this air quality index, right? So you see, first one is particulate matter. 2.5 and 10. So what is the 2.5 and 10? So particulate pollution. So it is also known as particulate matter, right? So it consists of a mixture of solids, right? Mixture of solids and liquid droplets. So some particles are emitted directly. So others from when pollutants emitted by various sources, it react in the atmosphere. So people's with heart or lung diseases, so these are more sensitive to particulate pollution. So particulate pollution comes in size. So that is fine particulate, right? Fine particulate, those are 2.5 micrometers or less in diameter, right? And coarse particles. In coarse particles, so particles between 2.5 and 10 micrometers, right? So this is the particulate matter. So I will tell PM 2.5. So these are fine particles. So that are less than or equal to 2.5 micrometers in diameter. So they are about 1/38 of strand of human hair. How much? 1/38, right? 1/38 of your hair, right? Your hair. So that means too small, right? It is very, very small, too small for the human eye to, that is, see, right? So the PM, this 2.5 is hazardous to the Lord. So PM 2.5 causes 70 to 80% of the health issues only when it crosses body's natural barriers and enters the lungs and also heart, right? So this is PM 2.5. What is that? 2.5 means particles that are less than or equal to 2.5 micrometers in diameter, right? Okay, right? So, and then we are going to PM 10, particulate matter 10. So, it refers to inhalable particles. So, that are less than or equal to 10 micrometers in diameter. So, this is less than or equal to 2.5 micrometers in diameter, and PM10 is equal to 10 micrometers in diameter. So for examples, PM10, it includes dust. So dust is very small, right? So we can't see the dust particularly. So, and also some pollens, right? And mold. So these are some examples. So this PM10, it gets filtered at the top of your respiratory system. So that is nose, right? So this is the PM 2.5 and PM10. So particulate matter 2.5 and particulate matter 10, right? So difference, what is the difference? This is equal to 2.5 micrometer in diameter. So this is equal to 10 micrometer in diameter, right? So this is very small. So it is 1/38 of your hair. right? So, and after the calculation of the air quality index, so the categorization is done, right? So this categorization is based on 6 categories. Right? So first of all, you see here, an air quality index is a number used by government agencies, right? So that is to communicate to the public how polluted the air currently is or how polluted it is forecast to become. So as the air quality index increases, an increasingly large percentage of the population is likely to experience increasingly severe adverse health effects, right? So this categorization is based on 6 categories, right? So these 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 categories, right? So it is depending upon the numerical value, this numerical value. So the air quality index, it will throw up one number which will be given to the public and people will know. So based on this number and associated this color code, so what the health of their air is and how good or bad their air quality is. So that is easily understood by a common people, right? So now let us see this categorization. Right? So there are 6 air quality categories, right? So that is namely good, satisfactory, moderate, poor, and very poor, and severe, right? And the proposed air quality will consider 8 pollutants, right? So that is PM10 and PM2.5, nitrous oxide, sulfur dioxide, and carbon monoxide, ozone, and also ammonia and lead, right? So these 8 pollutants, for which shorter national ambient air quality standards are prescribed, right? So that is up to 24 hours averagingly period, right? So you see the first category is AQI. The AQI ranges between 0 to 50, right? 0 to 50, and second category 51 to 100. And third one is 101 to 200, and fourth one is 201 to 300, and fifth one is 301 to 400, and lastly sixth one is 401 to 500. So these are the 6 categories such as good, satisfactory, moderate, poor, very poor, severe, right? So now each of these categories have been given a color code, right? So to the remember of these values, it is very easy. And so when it is 0 to 50, it is indicated by the green color and considered as a good air, right? When it is between, you see, between 51 to 100, right? 51 to 100. So it is indicated by the light green color and it is considered as satisfactory air, right? And made it between 101 to 200. So it is indicated by the yellow color. So, and it is considered moderate air. So that is to few select group of people. So who have asthma, right? And 201 to 300. So it is indicated by the orange color and it is indicated poor air, right? It is poor air. So for everyone, and this 201, 300, it is indicated very unhealthy for everyone. And it is indicated by this color, right? And 301 to 400. So it is indicated very poor, right? Very poor. So it is for everyone and it is indicated by the red color, right? So color code is red color. So and lastly, when it is 401 to 500, it is very severe. So it is very mostly dangerous. So this color indicates maroon, right? So each of these categories is associated with the health impacts, right? So this one, right? So first one, 0 to 50, that associated health impact is minimal impact, right? And second one is 51 to 100. So this is satisfactory, right? So this health impact is many cause minor breathing discomfort to sensitive people, right? And 101 to 200, that is moderately, so may cause breathing discomfort to people with lung disease such as asthma, right? Asthma and discomfort to the people with heart disease and also children and older adults also. So and poor. So poor, that is 201 to 300, right? So it may cause breathing discomfort to people on prolonged exposure and discomfort to the people with heart disease, right? Heart disease also. And very poor, that is 301 to 400. So it may cause respiratory illness, that is to people on prolonged exposure, and also effect, it may be more pronounced in people with lung and heart diseases, right? So and lastly 401 to 500, this is very severe. So it may cause respiratory impacts even on healthy people, right? So and serious health impacts on the people with lung heart disease, right? Lung heart disease. So the health impacts, it may be experienced even during light physical activities. So these are the some of the health impacts. So up to here we have okay, right? So good, satisfactory, moderate. So up to 200 to 500, this is danger, right? So lastly, this one is very danger, right? So indices by the locations. So I already told, so different countries have their own air quality indices, right? So that is corresponding to different national air quality standards, right? So you see in India, right? In India, so the National Air Quality Index was launched in the in New Delhi, right? In New Delhi on the September, just 1 second. Okay, launched in New Delhi on the September 17, 2004. So under the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, right? So the Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB, that is called CPCB, right? So along with State Pollution Control Board, SPCB. So this is central and this is state. So these two boards has been operating National Air Monitoring Program. So that is NAMP, right? NAMP. It is covering 240 cities of the country having more than 342 stations. So an expert group comprising medical professionals and air quality experts and academia and also advocacy groups, some of the, and uh, state pollution control boards was constituted, and some of the technical study was awarded to IIT Kanpur, right? So this IIT Kanpur and the expert group recommended and the air quality index scheme in the year of 2014, right? So while the earlier measuring this index was limited to 3 indicators. So the new index measures 8, right? So those are 8. So the new index measures 8 parameters. So the continuous monitoring system that provide data on near real-time basis. So those are installed in the New Delhi and also Mumbai and Pune, Kolkata and Ahmedabad, right? So these are the 6 categories, air quality index categories, namely told, good, satisfactory, moderately, and poor, very poor, and severe, right? So the proposed air quality will consider 8 pollutants, that is PM10, PM2.5, and NO2, and SO2, and CO, and also O3, and next one is NH3 and also lead, right? So for which short term up to 24 hours averaging period. So that is short term. So the national ambient air quality standards are prescribed here. So based on the measurement ambient concentrations and corresponding standards. So and likely health impacts also. And a sub-index is calculated for each of these pollutants, right? So the worst sub-index reflects overall air quality index. So likely health impacts for different air quality categories and pollutants. So it have also been suggested. So with primary inputs from the medical experts in that group. So these air quality values and corresponding ambient concentrations as well as associated or likely health impacts for the identified. So these pollutants are given here, right? This one, these 8. So you remember these 8 pollutants, mind it. So for example, now you see here, so you can observe it. So in New Delhi, in the year of 2019, right? 2019, November 4th, right? So in 2019, November 4th, so the PM 2.5. So how much you see here? 500. 500 means it is very, very severe. This means danger, right? So and PM10. PM10, it is also 500. So this color indicates maroon. So this is also very, very severe. So you see here, good, satisfy, moderate, poor, very poor, and severe. So this is very severe. So in the morning, 7:30, right? 7:30 a.m. So this is the Safar Lodi Road in New Delhi. So this is this photo for in the year of 2019 November, right? So you see Australia. So each of these states and territories of Australia, so that is responsible for some of the monitoring air quality and publishing data in accordance with the National Environmental Protection Measure, right? National Environment Protection Measure, that is called NEPM standards, right? So each state, so NEPM, each state and territory publishes air quality data for individual monitoring locations. And also most states and territories publish their air quality indexes for each monitoring locations, right? So across this Australia, a consistent approach is taken with air quality indexes using a simple linear this scale where that is 100 represents, right? 100 represents the maximum concentration standard for each pollutant as set by the NEPM. So these maximum concentration standards are this one, right? So you see here carbon monoxide. So this period is for 8 hours, right? So that is 9 ppm. And nitrogen dioxide, right? So 1 hour, 1 year. So this is 0.2 ppm and 0.03 ppm. So and also ozone, sulfur dioxide, lead, PM10 and PM25, right? So these are the some of the concentrations, right? So the air quality index for an individual location is simply the highest of the air quality index values for each pollutant being monitored at the locations. So air quality bands with leads advice for each. You see here, this one. Right. You see here. So in Australia, right? So 0 to 33. In India, you see here 0 to 50, right? So this is our air quality values. And you see in Australia, different. So 0 to 33, right? So it is indicates very good, right? Very good, and color indicate blue color. So health advice is enjoy activities, right? And also 34 to 66. So it is good. It indicates good. And it is health advice also enjoy activities. And 67 to 99, it is fair. So this color indicates yellow, right? So the people unusually sensitive to air pollution and plan strenuous outdoor activities when air quality is better. And the next 100 to 149, so that is indicate poor, right? So that is also sensitive groups. And it back up reschedule strenuous outdoor activities. And also 150 to 200, so it is very poor, and 200 more, 200 more. So that is hazards, right? So avoid all outdoor physical activities, right? So this is severe in that Australia, right? So then next we are going to Canada, right? So air quality in Canada, it has been reported. So for many years with provincial air quality indices, AQIS, right? AQIS indices, right? So significantly, this air quality indices values, it reflect air quality management objectives. So which are based on the lowest achievable emissions rate. So rather than exclusive concern for human health also. So the air quality health index, that is AQHI, air quality health index. So that is a scale order that is designed to help understand the impact of air quality on the health. So it is a health protection tool that is used to make a decision to reduce short-term and exposed to air pollution. So by adjusting activity levels and during increased levels of this air pollution. So the air quality health index also provides advice on how to improve air quality by proposing a behavioral change, that is to reduce the environmental footprint. So this index pays particular attention to people who are sensitive to air pollution, right? So it provides them with advice on how to protect their health during air quality levels associated with low, moderate, and high and very high health risks, right? So the air quality health impacts, it provides a human for number from 1 to 10 plus, right? 1 to 10 plus. So that is indicate the level of health risk association with local air quality, right? So this is the, you see here, low means 1 to 3, right? 1 to 3, so that is low. And 4 to 6 is high, and 7 to 10 is very high, and above 10 is very severe, right? So this is the Canada Air Quality Index, right? So these are some of the health impacts and risks. And we are going to next, China, Hong Kong, right? So in China, so on the December 30, and in the year of 2013. So in Hong Kong, replaced the Air Pollution Index, API. So with a new index called the Air Quality Health Index, AQHI, right? AQHI. It is replaced the Air Pollution Index, right? So this index reported by the Environmental Protection Department, EPD, right? Environmental Protection Department. So it is measured on a scale of 1 to 10 plus. And it considered 4 air pollutants, right? Four air pollutants. So those are ozone and nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide and particulate matters. So including PM10 and 2.5. So right? So for any given hour, the AQHI that is calculated from the sum of the percentage excess risk of daily hospital admissions attributable to the 3 hours, right? 3 hour moving average concentration of these 4 pollutants, right? So the AQHI, these are grouped into 5 health risk categories with health advice provided, right? So that is 1 to 3 low, and 4 to 6 moderate, and 7 is high, and 8 to 10 is very high, and 10 plus is very serious, right? So each of the health risk categories are advised associated with it, right? So at the low and moderate levels, the public are advised that they can continue normal activities. for this high category, the children, the elderly, and the people so with heart or respiratory illness are advised to reduce outdoor physical exertion, right? And above this very high are serious, right? So these two, so the general public are likewise advised to reduce or avoid outdoor physical exertion, right? So this is the China air quality index. And then next we are going to Europe, right? So Europe, the common air quality index, right? CAQI. So common air quality index. So it is an air quality index used in Europe since 2006, right? So in the year of November 2017, so the European Environment Agency announced the European Air Quality Index, EAQI, and started encouraging its use on websites and also for other ways of informing the public about this air quality, right? So this is the Europe. And Singapore, right? So Singapore uses the pollutant standards index, right? Pollutant standards index. So that is to report on its air quality. So with details of the calculation similar but not identical to those used in Malaysia and Hong Kong. So the PSI chart below is here grouped by index values and descriptors according to the National Environmental Agency, right? So this is, you see here. So 0 to 50, good, and 51 to 100, moderate, and 101 to 200, unhealthy, and 201 to 300, very unhealthy, and 301 to 400, hazards, and above 400, hazards, right? So this is the Singapore Air Quality Index. The next, South Korea. So the South Korea, so it is South Korea, the Ministry of Environment of South Korea, so those uses the Comprehensive Air Quality Index, that is called CAI, right? CAI. So that is to describe the ambient air quality based on the health risks of air pollution. So this index aims to help the public easy to understand the air quality and protect people's health also. So this CAI is on a scale from 0 to 500, right? You see here. So which is divided into 6 categories. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not 6, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. So the higher the CAI value, the greater the level of air pollution, right? So of values of these air pollutants, so the highest is the CAA value, right? So the index also has associated health effects and a color representation of these categories as shown here, right? So 0 to, this is good. So this color indicate blue, and 51 to 100 blue, green, and 101 to 250 yellow, and 251 to 500 this color indicate red, right? So the next, United Kingdom, that means UK, right? So the most commonly used air quality index. So in the UK, so it is the daily air quality index, right? this daily air quality index. So it is recommended by the Committee on the Medical Effects of Air Pollutants, that is COMEAP, right? COMEAP, Committee on the Medical Effects of Air Pollutants. So this index has 10 points, right? So which are further grouped into 4 bands here, right? 3, 4. So low, moderate, high, very high. So each of the bands comes with advice for at-risk groups and the general population, right? So this is the table. So this index is based on the concentration of 5 pollutants. So the index is calculated from the concentrations of the following pollutants. Those are ozone, nitrogen dioxide, and also sulfur dioxide, particulate matter 2.5 and 10, right? And the breakpoints between index values are defined for each pollutant separately, and the overall index is defined as the maximum value of the index, right? So the different averaging periods are used for different pollutants, right? You see here. So UK is over. The next US, United States, right? So United States, so the United States Environmental Protection Agency, that means USEPA, right? USEPA, United States Environmental Protection Agency. So it has developed an air quality index. So that is used to report air quality. So this air quality is divided into, you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 6 categories indicating increasing levels of health concern. And air quality index value over 300 represents hazards air quality, and below 50 the air quality is good, right? Below 50 is good. So the air quality is based on the pollutants regulated under the Clean Air Act, right? Clean Air Act. So this is ground level ozone, particulate matter, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen dioxide. So the EPA, it has established national ambient air quality standards, right? So this is called NAAQS. So for each of these pollutants, in order to protect public health, right? So an air quality index value of 100 is generally correspond to the level of the NAAQS for the pollutant, right? So the Clean Air Act US, that is 1990, so it is requires the EPA to review this national ambient air quality standards every 5 years to reflect evolving the health effects information. So the air quality index is adjusted periodically, that is to reflect these changes, right? So this is the US and Vietnam. So Vietnam on November 12th, 2019, so the Vietnam Environment Administration issued decision. So that is 1459 by QD hyphen TCMT, right? So that is promulgating technical guidelines for calculating and publication of Vietnam Air Quality Index, that is called VNAQI, right? Vietnam Air Quality Index, right? You see this 0 to 50 is good, that is color indicate green, and 51 to 100 moderate and color indicate yellow. 101 to 150 color indicate it is bad, color indicate orange, and 151 to 200 it is unhealthy, color indicates red, and 201 to 300 very unhealthy, color indicates purple, and finally last one is 301 to 500, so it is hazards, right? So it color indicates brown, right? So this is the Vietnam Air Quality Index. So now you can see and check it your area also, right? So your area air quality index. So you see this website, you click on this, right? Wait. You see here, copy and paste of your Google or anyway. Okay, you see here, I paste here that this National Air Quality Index CPCB, and you go to this National Air Quality Index, and yeah, you see here, you select your state. So the Telangana, right? Telangana, and select city Hyderabad, and station Sanat Nagar, right? So today, right? So you see here, so Saturday 16th April 2022 4 p.m. right? So AQI, so that is 77, so that is satisfactory, right? So you see here, so PM 2.5, right? PM 2.5 and NO2 and SO2 level here, average, minimum and maximum, and CO, carbon monoxide. So you see here, and ozone, right? So you see here, same. So this is in India Air Quality Index, right? So good, satisfactory, moderate, poor, very poor, severe. So this is now today 77. That is, what is that? Satisfactory. So it means 51 to 100 between, right? So that is minor breathing discomfort for sensitive people, right? So you can check any state, right? So for example, Delhi, right? Select station. So ITO Delhi or wait, airport, IJ airport, right? So you see here, wait. So it is buffering. So we select another one. So it is buffering, right? It's okay. So you check your own area also like this, okay? You see here, airport in New Delhi. So today 181. So that is moderate, right? 181. It means 101 to 200. It is moderate. The color indicates shows yellow, right? So like this, okay? So these are the some of the websites you select and copy paste and click on your area. So this is for only Hyderabad, right? And now where the actually use the air quality. So this is used for various purposes, right? So it could be for locating the resources. So if it could be for enforcing the standards so that are there. So let's say if the air quality degrades tremendously, what you do immediately a response is grab. So that is graded response action plan. So where you say the mining activity, right? So mining activity, it would be stopped. So the construction activity, it would be stopped, right? So you see, this is the formula for calculating air quality index. So air quality index, it is calculated by a linear function by determining the concentration of the pollutant. So the equation you see here, so this is used to compute the air quality index, right? So I equal to IH minus I low by C high minus C low and C minus C low plus I low. So I, so where I means I is the air quality index, right? I means air quality index. Just wait. Okay. Okay. I is the air quality index, right? So you see, C means C is the pollutant concentration, right? Pollutant concentration. And C low means the concentration break point. So that is less than C, right? Less than C. And C high means, so the concentration break point that is greater than C. Okay. So I low means the index breakpoint corresponding to C low, right? So I high means the index breakpoint corresponding to C high, right? So this is the formula of air quality index. So you see some pictures here before lockdown in COVID period and after lockdown. So you see the how pollution here. So this is Great Wall of China, Beijing. You see here. And before COVID and after COVID, right? And also Paris, Eiffel Tower. I mean Eiffel Tower. This is, and you see here Delhi, Agra. So this is the air quality index topic, right? So today class is over. So I will take tomorrow next class. Any doubts, please ask me. Okay, thank you.